filming on the iPhone for this video, so you might notice some increase in quality. Now, I don't usually upload on the iPhone, and I probably should be getting more. I should probably should just get more used to it. A big reason for why I'm so used to doing it on the iPad, and now that I have the storage problem figured out, it was completely my fault. I will not beat around the bush there. It was completely my fault. It was, I just had a lot of Kindle books downloaded. And what I did was I got rid of, first I started by getting rid of apps I didn't use. And because my iPad is older, as the time went on, it got easier and easier to get rid of those apps than I have on my phone. But without further ado, let's get into the Omnibus Fridays episode 10. It's kind of funny as I'm uploading it today. This is the Friday. You got the Punisher book. I'm filming it that day, that Friday, so it's a week in advance. So it's kind of funny, like, oh, it's 10th episode. And for this 10th episode, I decided to do something that I was very interested in when I first heard about it, but it's kind of fallen under the radar. And it's a book I do need to read, and that is the Superman and Batman Generations Omnibus. And this is something very interesting. Something comics should do way more often than they don't. They do? No, sorry, they should do more often than they do nowadays. And that is the aging of the characters in real time. So this takes place right where Superman and Batman first appeared in the comics in 1938, and it's where they it's whatever age they were in those issues, and it goes like real time, like Fantastic Four life story and I should the backwards, like Spider-Man life story and more recently Fantastic Four life story. Now I've heard there's 3 volumes of the Generations books collected in here, and I've heard the first the best, and the second and third weren't as great. I hope that it's not. I hope that the first one is a continuous story. Kind of how do they do that? Because what I'm thinking is that it's like with Fantastic Four life story is volume 1 is a complete story, then volume 2 is a different one. But yeah, how could they do that? Because the way you should, without giving too much away, you should kind of know how these stories end. But yeah, I don't know how they would do that. But I believe it's the other way around, not what I just said. And this is one of the rare DC omnibuses. I don't want to say rare, but where it is $75. Where it is $75. I need to show it here. There you go. Where it's $75. And that's a pretty good price for this book. Usually $75 for like, let's say Marvel is like a 400-page book. It's like 600 pages. I believe it's almost 700. And it's a pretty thick book. It's not like I would not call this. If someone handed this to me, I would say it's an omnibus, but just barely. It is kind of that like. It's nice too because I think sometimes you want a smaller omnibus. But because the way the way the omnibuses are, I guess you would kind of want a smaller omnibus. Oh yeah, so here's under the dust jacket. You got this nice wraparound, although you'll lose it there. But they tried at least. And yeah, from what I remember, and I believe it's actually 80 years. It's 1939 or 38 to 2019. I think they just rounded up. I think they just rounded up to 2019. Well, maybe Batman starts a year after, so it's more of a Superman book at first. I don't know. That would make more sense. They're only a year apart. I keep stuttering. I don't think they even are. I think they were same year, but I don't know. No, I know Batman was a year later. So this collects. Just drop something. So this one collects 3 issues. I believe it's on the back, is it? It is. Okay, so this one includes Superman and Batman Generations 1 through 4, Superman and Batman Generations 2 1 through 4, and Superman and Batman Generations 3 1 through 12. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 issues collected in here. I believe, I'm almost positive that each issue is double-sized. So I don't know if it's each issue, but I think at least the first 4 issues are double-sized. I could be wrong. In fact, I don't exactly know why I think that. Going off of preconceived notions. It is all I believe it's all written by John Byrne. So if you want more Superman John Byrne, you have this omnibus. However, from what I can tell, and I have there's no conflicting evidence for this. You do not have to read this in any reading order. You can read this first, you can read this after, you can read this last. But chronologically, I think you want to read this after. Yeah, you want to read this after his Superman run. His initial Superman run back when he did post-crisis. So writer, artist, letterer, and cover artist, John Byrne. And colorist for Generations 1 and 3 is Trish Mulvihill. And then Alex Sinclair does Generations 3. So there's two colorists for... Oh, sorry, 1 and 2. Sorry, 1 and 2 it's Trish. Generations 3 it's Alex Sinclair. So there's two colorists per story, but the third one is Alex Sinclair. And the first two were Trish. So yeah, it's 112, and I did say what it was, and then there's some artwork. Some good John Byrne artwork. We'll do it the first page here. So it's again, I like when books do this. They go back to where the character first appeared, and they go right to where it is now. But this is not recent. This, I believe, came out in the early 2000s. So it's not real world. It's not like, in 2019 this came out, and, no. Yeah, this is probably one of the first omnibuses I read, because I do want to, I'm very interested in this book, and I kind of, so the omnibus, the main reason why I don't like reading the omnibus is a lot. It's a lot of book to read, and I'm trying to read other books along with them. It's kind of, especially library books, trying to finish, and I get more, and it's only 2 weeks. To try and fit in an omnibus is kind of impossible. But I think once I get employed, and it potentially could be soon, I will seriously think about getting on those omnibuses. One thing I was thinking of while I was starting to film this video is that what I might do is I might go monthly instead of bi-weekly. I go once a month, get 10 books, and give myself a month to read them. So I'll do it in the first of the month. Give myself a month to read them, and go from there. What is kind of nice about it is that, you saw just yesterday, you saw in last week's video that I went over the library books. A lot of them were rereads. So it's nice to know that, the amount of books I can take out. If I take out the rereads, there's not a whole lot. There's all new stories. And honestly, some that I got as rereads, I haven't read them yet, for the second time yet, or third or fourth or whatever the hell. So there's that, and that's just because I give myself the weekend to read the. So technically, I am reading one of the rereads. I'm technically right now reading Uja Uja, that Magnum Visaggio book. But I read the OGNs first. The main reason for why that is, I always get those movies watched, and it takes a lot of time out of my day, so it's kind of why not do that, It's a weird late read stigma of mine, but on Mondays I start on the books, and I try my best to get on them and finish them as soon as possible. Not rush through them, obviously, but that's a little TLDR about how I read books. So yeah, once I get employed, once I can't go to the library as often as I can, or at least when I used to go, or when I am going right now, I probably will try to get more omnibuses, and read those, and you'll still get reviews of those books. And I'll try and read a smaller trade paperback on the side, so you'll still get consistent videos. And again, until February, you're getting these videos. It's Omnibus Fridays videos, where I go over omnibuses that I own. I think it's going to be more like the first week, because whatever it was, it's probably going to knock back a few weeks. So it might even be end of January, because I will lump 2 into 1. In fact, when I go with the Green Arrow books, those 2 will be lumped into 1. It'll be like Omnibus Fridays, episode 14, and then that, But I thought there was a way I was going to try and do episodes 13 and 14 back to back, but still count them as that. I don't know what I was going to do. Maybe upload the same day? I don't know. But that, as it says, that little quick overview of the book. It's not too pricey online either. It's like $40, 50 bucks. It's like 48. It's like 48 on Amazon, and it's Amazon. And I got this book from Amazon, and no complaints, and perfectly fine. That's it.